take you home.
All right, Colin Best, Chuck Charlton, here for, what is it, our sixth flight?
Yeah, sixth flight, yeah.
And we've got our little friend here at the airport.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know your name, but you're very cute.
Yes, the guard cat.
Yeah, so why do we do these flights, Colin?
Well, just to do an update. Unfortunately, Google and the town maps and aerial photographs aren't always up to date. Actually, the town one's almost 3 years old now. So what we're doing is an update not only of the new developments in town, but also projects such as the hospital, and taking Tremaine Road, just showing what the employment areas are. There's a lot of things happening in Milton, so we try and keep everybody up to date every year.
Yeah, and it's fun. Why not?
Yeah,
all right.
Definitely. Yeah, we're not bringing the cat though.
Yeah, we're not. That's not good. Although he wouldn't change our weight very much in the plane.
No, definitely not.
No.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun.
Okay, great.
So it seems like our pilot forgets things every time.
Of course.
Right.
That's why they have checklists.
And our plane is smaller.
Yeah, or else we just got bigger than last year.
And I've gained about 10 pounds, so...
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
I hope we don't put ourselves in danger here with that extra cake I ate.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 5th flight over Milton. My name is Chuck Charlton from Earl LePage, and my Capitan, El Capitan, Colin Best, regional and local counselor, is, we're both in this plane, believe it or not, and we both fit.
Yeah, thanks,
barely.
Chuck. Thanks, Chuck. We're taking a tour. This was taken on May 4th, 2016. We're heading south. This is one of the few times we've actually taken off southwards. This is Bell's School Line in front of us. We're heading off towards the east along number 2 side road. And this is heading off. You look in the distance, you see Lake Ontario and some of the Oakville high-rises. We'll be highlighting some of the information on a lot of changes in the Milton area, not only locally, but regionally and provincially. This is looking towards the east. You see Tremaine Road just in the middle of the picture and the CN rail line. This is one of the major issues that are coming on for the next 2 to 3 years. The CN rail has applied for 400 acres to turn into an intermodal site between Britannia Road, Lower Base Line, Tremaine, and Bronte Street South. So stay tuned on this. You can check both the town and regional websites. We're looking north on Tremaine Road, looking at some of the rural area of Milton, which will be that way for a number of years. Chuck, could you highlight some of the information on the rural area?
Yeah, I mean, a lot's been said about CN, and I just want to make it clear to everyone watching that nothing has been finalized. There's a lot of barriers to CN actually moving ahead with the intermodal, and it did get shut down many years ago, and that could happen again. So there's still a lot more chapters to be written in that book.
Yeah, we're just heading north along Tremaine Road, just looking at the creek valleys through this area. This is a very picturesque area because you have the view of the escarpment not only for Rattlesnake Point, but also Mount Nemo. Looking at the curve just south of Britannia Road. This area is part of the Boyne Survey north of Britannia between Tremaine right over to James Snow Parkway. This is being built by 4 major developers, about 15,000 homes over the next 7 to 8 years, so you'll see a lot of changes here. Right now a lot of the water and wastewater pipes are being laid, as well as the upgrades on Bronte Street South, which will be closed for a few days as they bring some of the pipeline work up. We're just looking off, you can see in the distance the Louis St. Laurent Bridge and our pilot Chase, great name for a pilot. And he's basically, you see the Jean Vanier School in the distance. This whole area will have 2 new high schools and 8 elementary schools when and if we get the funding from the province. We're just heading up to the Harrison neighborhood, and you might want to say a few words about this.
Yeah, I mean, even just looking at the Boyne survey, I mean, we're looking at 50 to 60,000 people that are coming into that area, aside from the schools and all the development. It's already started. There's a little section of Mattamy that's already built and closed. People are taking possession. The Harrison neighborhood, the Scott neighborhood, built around 2008, 2009. The westmost neighborhoods, you just saw the velodrome there, the Mattamy Cycling Center. But they're great neighborhoods. Some streets here just have incredible views of the escarpment.
Yeah, just for everybody's information, the velodrome is actually on part of the land that the town is looking at donating to the Laurier University. We're still waiting for the province to make a decision on this. We're just heading up into the Scott neighborhood past some schools and the widening of Tremaine Road. You want to highlight this area?
Well, I think the big message here is that you'll notice that it's rural to the left and then developed on the right. There's really nothing happening west of Tremaine aside from the Milton Education Village. That's all escarpment protected land.
Yeah, exactly. This is a Sherwood Community Center park right now. The community center is just off in the bottom right corner. They'll be under construction in 2017. We're in the NEC area. This is a new Tremaine Road realignment. There's the old Tremaine Road to the west, as well as the escarpment area. You can see the Kelso Quarry Park, which is Chuck's favorite beach. It should be opening hopefully next year. And this is Steeles Avenue, the new traffic circle there. In 2016, the construction will start for the underpass going under this rail line, the CP rail. And this whole area in the middle is going to be a future town park, almost 300 acres. You can see it's quite green to begin with, and we're looking at a passive area as part of the escarpment. You know, we have walking trails and various other events, and we also have some ponds there that could be stocked. Chuck, do you want to mention some comments about the escarpment area?
Yeah, I mean, these are some great shots of the escarpment. I mean, we've had the second best one, I think, is the winter one, but I love the shots here. I love having that's a former quarry up on top of the escarpment there, and it's now a sandy beach.
Exactly, and the Conservation Authority is just waiting for it to reestablish that area. Where to the left is the former brickyard, which has been landscaped and will make it either a great amphitheater or a great toboggan hill. You're looking off to the south there, we turn around over Steeles Avenue. You can see some of the former quarry area. This area has had a lot of tree planting over the years thanks to local residents, volunteers, and scouts. We're just heading back to the east now. You can see Steeles Avenue. For anyone information, the stop signs in this area will be removed once Tremaine Road has been opened to 401. That's going to be about 3 years' time. We're just heading over the Milton Heights area. Chuck, do you want to mention something about this area?
Yeah, it looks like it's at the Ontario Municipal Board, right? We've got about 800 homes proposed. We've got some condos. We've got parkland. It's, I mean, as we see the future of any development, not just in Milton, but in Halton region, it's going to continue to be more and more dense. And there were some new rules that changed. Right?
Yeah, the province just came out on May 10th with some new recommendations, which we'll be hearing about. This is the area to the north of Three Side Road. You can see the Country Heritage Park, the 401, and a new interchange will be built just halfway between the current Tremaine Road and 25 and should be opening in 2019. To the north is the Emery Investments lands. This is going to be a future employment lands, which we're circling over right now, which will provide some more employment. We're just heading over some of the large distribution centers. We have a mix of employment areas north of 401, which we hope to have more people working at, so that people can actually live and work in town. And also heading off to the south now, that's the top corner is Highway 25. You can see off in the distance some of the new distribution centers, the former Fifth Wheel restaurant, which is going to be redeveloped soon, and also the Maplehurst Correctional Center. That's Highway 25 in the middle. Chuck, I want to mention about the changes in this area.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at what the future of Milton's going to look like, most of the north and east areas are going to be business, employment lands. So we can expect, what are the numbers? I think 40% of people who live in Milton work here, and it would create a lot of benefit to the town of Milton to get that up to about 50%, which is the goal.
Yeah, and that's what the town and the regional objective is have 50% of the people living and working in the current area, because right now that's one of our major problems is the amount of commuting out of town. We're heading back down along Bronte Street south and Steeles Avenue. You can see some of the employment areas, as well as right now the Mill Pond, the former P.L. Robertson site, which we might be seeing some development in the next few years, as well as a downtown area. You can see the Martin Street School off the top of the left. That school is being renovated and replaced with a new building behind it, but they're saving the original front wall, which is going to be quite interesting. And now the downtown area, Victoria Street, Mill Street, and Main Street. Do you want to mention this area?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, if you've never walked around Mill Pond, it's a fantastic afternoon with the kids. Rotary Park is close by. There's a pool that's probably going to be opening soon. Main Street, we've got the Farmers Market, which is opening up. Yeah. And what's great about the downtown core is that you're getting these nice big lots that people are, in many cases, not even listing on MLS. They're just selling them privately because there's such a huge demand to buy these lots and then build the 3,000 square foot homes and still have property. So this area has a bright future.
Yeah, we have an application which is coming to council on June 27th for a condominium, which may not be approved. We're now currently over the Milton Mall, heading towards the GO station. You can see the new Main Street underpass. This is part of the urban growth center, which is going to see a lot of changes. We have a couple of condos. There's the parking lot of the GO station, which is full every morning, as well as looking off to the Dempsey and now the Clark neighborhoods. You might want to mention about these areas.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great location. I mean, if you look at what's around Dempsey and Clark, you've got the Center for the Arts, you've got the Leisure Center. There's just a lot of things close by there. The Superstore. It's always good when you can walk to the GO train directly from your house and avoid those parking issues.
Exactly, and that's what the province is trying to do, is create hubs that people can actually walk to where they want, as well as the schools and hospitals. We're just going along Derry Road, corner of Derry and Ontario Street. You can see some of the changes in that area. That this area could be intensified as well. The Milton Sports Center, we're heading west now. We've got a vacant lot which is basically going to be redeveloped very soon. The old fire hall is coming down. Southside Church, the Birkdale Retirement, and on the hospital, you can see we've got 40 acres here, which basically the hospital is tripling. It should be open fall of 2017. We're just going to circle around here and just highlight the changes in this neighborhood, which is going to be very attractive. And also the bottom corner is the Bronte Meadows area you might want to mention.
Bronte Meadows was built in the 1980s. It's going to be a nice location close to the hospital. And you've also got access to the sports center, same as the neighborhood we're just looking at here in Wilmot. You've got a large community park there. And what's great about Wilmot, you've got the LCBO, the beer store, Sobeys. It's an all-in-one party stop, as I like to call it, over at Bronte and Louis St. Laurent. And that area is actually going to be a major development node too, at Bronte and Louis St. Laurent.
Yeah, there's some commercial areas planned there. We're just heading over the Union Gas Trail, which the pipeline work is just replacing some pipes and putting some new ones. We're just heading over Sunnymount Park, which has a rural park for the dogs. The house has been sold, and actually there's looking at a medical center, renovating the house and actually adding an addition on. Elaine MacArthur School. We're also looking at maturing some of these trails in the community park just south of the sports center. That's going to be finished off this year. Heading over towards the Coates neighborhood. You want to mention this neighborhood?
Yeah, where we're flying over actually used to be a golf course. And now it's homes. I always like to mention that. You've got great ponds here. This is one of my favorite neighborhoods because it's the first appearance in the new area of stone and stucco. You have a little development over here that all the homes kind of face a park. It becomes a communal area. So Mattamy tried a lot of new and different things in this neighborhood, and it's very central. You can access a lot of Milton from the area.
Yeah, we're heading east along the park. We're just heading up to Irma Colson School. You can see some of the earthwork that Mattamy is doing on the former Valeri sales office. All this area, in case you're wondering, is meeting the new provincial standards of 80 home people per hectare. That's the Origin condo apartments. And heading over to the James Snow Parkway, just making a turn over a Beatty here so we can come turn around to the south. You can see off in the distance is the part of the Dairy Green area. This is where all the servicing is happening right now along James Snow, Britannia Road to feed into this area, and part of the reason why Fifth Line is closed. Fifth Line is going to be a major artery of 4 lanes wide the next few years to service a lot of large industrial buildings there as part of the pipeline. And also Louis St. Laurent is planned to be extended to Fifth Line.
And James Snow eventually will join up with Nayagawa Parkway in Oakville too.
Yeah, they're currently doing the environmental assessment. We're just heading south next to James Snow Parkway off to the left, heading through the Boyne area. We're just going to make a turn There's Britannia Road. In case you're wondering, off to the right there, that is just a pile of subsoil. Builders, when they build a new area, have to have stockpiles of either subsoil or topsoil looking to the west on Britannia Road, so that way they can distribute it across the area. That's the old hamlet of Omagh. Britannia Road is going to be swerving around to the south of this area. We're looking at starting construction later this year at Tremaine Road and heading east. We're looking off to the right there is all the Boyne area. We'll be highlighting some more details as we get closer to the first phase of that area, which is the Mattamy corner of 25 and Britannia Road. Unfortunately, we can't see it due to the engine cowling. We're looking off to the west there, both Mount Nemo and Rattlesnake Point in the distance. You can see the Rattlesnake Golf Course to the left, as well as the Holton Waste Management Site. You can just see some of the new areas there now as we look off to the top right. This area will be under construction in the next 2 to 3 years. There's Highway 25 going off to the right, and basically filling in for the former Boyne Community Center. There's our pilot again.
Little solar flare. And all of those roads that you think of, like Farmstead, Trudeau Drive, those are all going to continue south right down to Britannia.
Yeah, that's a good point, Chuck. Basically, before you buy a house, check what's happening in the future, because what you see now is not what's going to be there 5 years from now, and a lot of these streets will be extended, so they may get busier. So when in doubt, always check with the town and regional planners.
Yeah, 10 years from now, that's all going to be homes over there on the right-hand side, so get ready.
Yeah, it's basically duplicating what we already have in what's called the Sherwood and Bristol surveys, but what we've also doing is having a lot more live-work communities, as well as 13 commercial centers. You can see the velodrome off the distance. We're hoping to have the education village decision next May between the province. It's either Milton or Brampton. So stay tuned. We will hopefully have another flight sometime in next spring, and we should have some announcements by then. Chuck, did you want to sum up anything overall?
Yeah, I think the big highlight for this one is timely, because the province has changed a lot of the rules, and people blame the town for what's going on, which is always funny because it doesn't come from the town. It comes from the fact that the province needs to fit 1 million people in Halton region, right? So there's adjustments that are made at the provincial level that the towns need to adhere to.
Yeah, and that's one thing that anyone looking in this area, Halton is a quite attractive place to live, and actually there's a great book out called The New Urban Agenda, which highlights Milton is doing all the right things in terms of applying for these densities, trying to get the transit, and that's one thing that we're always on to. The province is improving our GO service and also having the employment areas within the community. We're just circling back over Britannia Road and seeing some of the farms area, and that's one of the great things about our official plan, is we're trying to preserve 50% of the land mass as agricultural, so we do have the food to survive on. We're just sliding up for the runway here and slowing down for our end of our flight. And that's one of the nice things about this plan. This is all greenbelt lands. This will stay agricultural for the next 25 years or more.
Yeah, I always like to say to people is it's nice that you can still, no matter what happens with Milton development, you're still within 5 or 10 minutes of seeing horses and cows and just nature. And we've got all the great things that Milton has to offer with the provincial parks, great golf courses, and like we talk about, and like I've heard Colin said many times, is Milton is a great place to live, work, and play. So thanks for joining us for the 5th flight over Milton, and stay tuned eventually. I don't know when we've got the next one planned, but we're doing number 6 at some point. So
that's great. Thanks, Chuck, for the flight.
Yeah. So where did we go today?
Yeah, we took off actually a different route today. We took off to the south and headed north on Tremaine Road, circled around the new Tremaine Road underpass, which will be under construction this year, 401, over the old Fifth Wheel, over the Mill Pond and Martin Street School, which is being rebuilt, downtown Milton. Went out to the Milton Mall, flew over the old part of town, the hospital, various properties on Derry Road, the new construction on Derry, circle around Tradesman Parkway, around Louis St. Roch, showing the Boyne survey, as well as the new construction here at Mattamy, as well as the Great Gulf Homes and Branthaven here. So we'll be posting some pictures very soon.
Good. So that area 19, 20, and 14, it's the Boyne survey, and we're looking at how many people moving there?
50,000 people.
50,000 people in the next 10 years or so?
Try 8.
8 years. There you go. So get ready, Milton. We're ready for the next phase.
Yeah, we're looking about 1,500 homes a year plus.
Yeah.
It's just warming up right now.
Yeah, it was a good flight. We got a lot of shots even along Main Street, too. We took a run along Main.
Yeah, we've also the downtown condo application, so I was taking pictures there, as well as the Rotary Park, which is going to be upgraded as a Victoria Park.
Yeah. Now, the area 15 on the map, Milton Heights, we also passed by there.
Yeah,
that area is
that's
probably going to see some changes.
Yeah, well, basically the region has bought all the property now. They're going to be extending the new Tremaine Road, connecting up with Dublin Line to the north, as well as the traffic circle connecting with Jamestown, as well as they're looking maybe 1,200 homes over the next 5 to 10 years. But that still is in the approval process, so we still have to wait for some site plan approvals from the OMB.
Good. So we flew out of Spectrum Airways, and this is just a little sheet here that I thought I'd throw at the end of the video. That whole flight, basically everything you saw, was just over $100. So, and that's for 2 people. You can see the price list down here. It's actually a lot less than I ever thought it was. It's a great time. It'd be a fun little date if you wanted to wow your significant other. So anyway, the phone number, all the information is down here. It's on Bell's School Line, just a couple minutes south of Britannia, and thanks for watching.